This is an article on Mac Rumors, and this is now announcing that Samsung and Oppo are seeking to rival the iPhone A series chips with custom designs and TSMC fabrication. So I am actually a bit confused that this is mentioning Samsung, because Samsung already has custom SoCs with the Exynos line. Or am I just... It was Samsung with the Exynos, right? Let me check that before I'm talking nonsense to you. Just to be sure. No, Samsung Exynos. Let me just check. Yeah, the Exynos chips are... okay, the difference is that the Exynos chips are actually manufactured by Samsung Foundry, and those would be manufactured by TSMC. Okay, now I get it. So I don't want to leave you guys hanging with the wrong information when I don't have the full picture. So here you can read, here the article reads, earlier this year, Chinese smartphone brand Oppo launched its first custom silicon chip, the Mari Silicon X image processor in the Find XS. Now the company's chip design team is developing an application processor AP and an entire custom system on chip SoC for future Oppo devices. And yeah, so this is next player on the field. And what was it in regards to Samsung? Here, meanwhile, Samsung smartphone chief Ro Tae-moon told a company town hall meeting that we will make an application processor unique to the Galaxy. The push toward custom silicon chips is reportedly being driven by GPS issues with poor thermal performance caused by the Exynos 2200 chip in Samsung's latest Galaxy S22 series of smartphones. Yeah, Samsung hopes it will be able to mirror Apple in taking multiple considerations into account with its custom chips, which is actually interesting to hear because the Exynos is actually already Samsung own chip. And for those not in the US, or for those in the US who don't know, I think the Galaxy lineup is shipped in the US with Qualcomm CPUs, and that's Qualcomm SoCs or CPUs are basically, you can say, the de facto standard among the top tier Android smartphones and tablets. And yeah, the latest changes in regards to the iPhone and Mac processors basically showed everyone, hey, when you control hardware and software, you can do much more than what you can do if you have a third-party product where you just implement the APIs for, and you can have tight integration between your software and hardware teams and create much more efficient solutions. And this triggers this move, and yeah, especially when you're dependent on the hardware roadmap from another manufacturer. This is a dependency that can cause issues. External dependencies are always an issue, and if you have everything in-house, it might be more expensive in the in the short term, but it might be cheaper in the long run, especially since you can improve your product massively. But it also depends, of course, on your sales volume. And yeah, Samsung and Oppo are both definitely brands who have the sales volume to uh, basically handle a custom silicon development. So yeah, will be interesting to see if that would mean that at some point perhaps the even the Galaxy smartphones in the US might ship with not with Snapdragon SoCs from Qualcomm anymore, but with Samsung's own silicon. So that which is the case for basically the rest of the world. Basically, everything outside the US gets the Exynos chips, and the US gets a Snapdragon. No one really knows why that is. At least I have not heard a good explanation for that. So yeah, the SoC market gets more crowded, and that's actually interesting to see because in regards to the chip shortages and so on, I heard that basically all the wafer production is already sold out till 2026 or 2027 even. So and the wafer producing companies, not the companies like TSMC who are basically creating chips from the wafers, but the manufacturers of the silicon wafers themselves, they are not expanding production capabilities, but companies like TSMC and Intel, they are investing heavily. I don't know how many fabs Intel is planning to build. A few weeks back, there was a news that they are wanting to build also one here in Germany, and yeah, so this is quite interesting news that there is more moves into custom silicon, but yeah, we are really running into a bigger and bigger silicon or wafer shortage in the upcoming years if those manufacturers are not expanding their capabilities. So that will be interesting to see.